Hey Taurus, what is up? Thanks so much for tuning in. Welcome to the channel. I'm Deborah. This is Purusha Intuitive, and we are doing your weekly tarot reading. Looking into the energies surrounding the week. These messages are timeless, so as long as addiction and the butterfly pop out. I actually started your video before and it got interrupted. I had to restart. And that addiction came out as well. So I feel like there is this element of you releasing a behavior that maybe you've had for quite some time. Finally in this space of letting it go. We'll see how it plays out in your reading. But these messages are fluid. As long as they resonate, it is going to look a little bit different for everyone. I kind of just try to give a general mirror. Okay, I swear to God, that card came up as the first card in the last reading. This also came up in Aries too, so you could be on that Aries Taurus cusp. But you know, these are hard lessons for us. And really, like I said, we're at the tail end of Pisces season. Maybe I didn't say that, I'm sorry, but it's really kind of forcing us to look at ourselves, self-reflect. It's bringing up a lot of emotions, a lot of feelings around certain things where we have to be honest about, yeah, I mean, obviously we can all point out when other people are doing injustice against us or we're not really getting what we want, but we do have to self-reflect and look back as to how we're showing up with that, right? There's a connection here for you that I think is quite strong. I feel like this is okay. So okay. So there's a connection for you here that is strong. Like I said, soulmates are usually those vibes where it's someone that is meant to come into our life so we can learn lessons, etc. I feel like that's part of where this mirroring energy is coming through for you, Taurus. But then you also have kind of this sneaky, shady energy around you as well. And look, we get this addiction card. So that card has popped up 3 times for you. This mirroring card has popped up 3 times for you. Just as a head note. I obviously don't go through and pick the cards. I let them fall as they may. So I feel like really Spirit is confirming that, like, where are certain addictions with certain things getting in the way? And addiction doesn't have to just be to substance, right? It can be patterning of behavior. You know, it can be whatever, like money, time, you know, control, manipulation, lies, etc. I feel like some of that mirroring is coming up for you where you are really trying to heal. I like that the star comes through. Here's the thing. One person is your soulmate. One person is sneaky AF. This will come through. We'll look into it, I should say, a little bit more with the tarot. Yeah, because I feel like those are 2 different energies. You know, like I said, soulmates are about learning lessons. 8 of Cups. Aries got the same card, the same position. But you know, that again, that kind of just ties back to where we are in terms of the zodiac cycle. Because Pisces, even though it's not the most fun energy, it brings up a lot. It's bringing it up so we can walk away from it. So we're not dealing with the BS anymore. Page of Wands is like, I love this page. I love this deck. Being a little bit too hasty, a little too, like the Page of Wands to me is someone who can never settle down. You know, they're always like needing to be stimulated, needing to be active. Maybe finding a little bit more rest and reprieve is how things are changing and turning. It's actually, you know, I think when we don't find that balance of rest and activity, it can make us like very hostile, very defensive. You know, that guy's eating off her arm. The little baby is gnawing on the bones. It like I said, it kind of has that. Even though I know you're not a fire sign, well, obviously Page of Wands, Nine of Wands is fire energy. I feel like there is a lot of maybe some hostility, maybe some defensiveness. And I get this because sometimes, right, that comes from people that we know are shady or not being fully honest and upfront with us. But then it makes us really paranoid about every other person, place, or thing we deal with in our life. Messages, communication, this can be, you know, because there's a lot of people around in this Eight of Wands energy. It's people that are all linked together. Community, maybe listening to people who didn't really have the best intention in mind, who needed things to look a very specific way. Yeah, and I feel like I don't know, I feel like you're kind of reevaluating this whole thing. This person might be coming after you, trying to say something or prove something, is what I'm hearing. It's forcing you to look at things way differently. Yeah, because there's a lot in this, and Four of Swords is about like meditation, healing, but there's a lot of past reflection going on in this card. And I feel like it's something that kind of affected everyone around. That's what the Tower does. It just kind of completely wipes, you know, something fell apart. And it could be, like I said, whatever this addiction is attached to for you. And like I said, it can even just be in, you know, behavior or a ton of hazards. It could be dealing with family, home. We'll look at it a little bit differently. Queen of Cups, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio energy, someone you live with, someone, okay. So there's a lot of change happening. I feel like this is stuff that you've known is going to happen. You can feel it, you can sense it. I feel like your world's kind of shifting a lot in ways that, again, I also feel, Taurus, like you had these kind of like inclinations, right? That those subconscious hints or those intuitive messages, right? Maybe you just tried to push forward, and now that's all shifting. But it kind of goes back to, you know, what we were talking about with this Page of Wands, Nine of Wands. Putting too much stress, too much burden on ourselves, putting too much expectation. That's what that Seven of Wands is all about. Not letting other people help. But I mean, that's also that message of not even feeling like safe and trustworthy with what's being offered to you. And that's really hard. But I feel like, you know, it's also saying that the situation that you're dealing with is not being as, I mean, I don't know. It could be twofold. Like they're either not being diplomatic, like maybe they're being way too emotional about everything. Maybe that emotion is throwing them off balance, and it's made it really hard to kind of find the equilibrium between you two. But then I also hear with this Justice energy, it's ruled by Libra. Libra is diplomacy. It's more intellect, like kind of deducing, right? The pros and cons list. And sometimes that can be not to our advantage, especially when we're dealing with like a family type vibe. It doesn't specifically have to be with your family. It could be people that are like family to you, that you share a deeper connection with. There's a lot of changes going on for this Queen of Cups. I don't know. It's like there's a struggle to get on the same page. Yeah. The Hierophant, Ace of Hazards is Ace of Pentacles, and the Hermit. So this is all earth energy, you know? So I feel like for both you and the situation, Taurus, there wasn't a lot of grounding, you know? This is all about like kind of not having the evolution. It's this element, like I was talking about before, of activity and rest. Knowing when it's good to spend time with other people, commune, etc. And knowing when you need kind of like that time to yourself. We're actually the most productive when we have an ebb and flow. When we have equal amounts of, you know, rest as we do. Well, I mean, you know, that could even just be getting to bed on time, waking up on time, right? Not pushing ourselves, you know, to the core throughout the day. Spending time in, you know, quiet reflection, meditation, reading a book, something that gives you a little bit more grounding and stability. Don't push. The challenge with earth energy is it's very strong, and that's a blessing and a curse, because sometimes that strength doesn't allow us to see where we do need help. So we got Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. What is that? Nine of Swords. Okay, so there's a lot of anxiety around all of this, I feel. Like I said, there's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of dynamics that are going on with the situation. And I don't know. Yeah, King of Wands. Okay, so it's just like people all over the place. And maybe that's kind of where this family energy is coming up. You have a lot of people, places, and things feeding into this dynamic. And that's why it's really, really hard to find some amount of grounding and stability. But that's also being blocked for everyone. And then it's like, as things move forward, it's like people are being immature. It's causing a lot of anxiety, sleepless nights, restlessness. And then someone doesn't even want to participate. You know what I mean? It's almost like someone doesn't really want to follow through with maybe something they had said before. They end up changing their tune, is what I'm hearing. They don't want to deal with it. Rose. It could be love. It could be, or just you thought someone was going to be a little bit more grounded and stable in love relationship. Or that exchange. It can be platonic too, right? Like love is very universal. Obviously, it takes many forms. But I just feel like, I don't know, it's kind of just like things fall apart. They fall apart. And it might be, again, due to this person, place, or thing. Someone having more of a very selfish outlook, selfish disposition. It's tying back to like I said, that the way that you attract things in your life, Taurus. So be really mindful of what you're putting out there, the way that you're showing up. Yeah, because I think you do hold a lot of abundance. There's potential new beginnings with that pomegranate energy. Pomegranates are connected to the High Priestess in the tarot, which is dope because she is, you know, the seer. She's the knower. She knows how to tap into that energy. And I feel like, you know, we all have intuition, right? depending on how much we use it, how much we rely on it, validate, will dictate the role that it plays in our life. And I feel like you need to tap into that a little bit more instead of reacting, is what I'm hearing, or believing it's like worst case scenario, right? That might be where that addiction comes in. Yeah, because nightshades are often known to be toxic, and that's where that addiction comes into play, you know? There's two different energies. To me, this is very like, it's a very feminine version of spiritual intuition and the masculine version. And there's blessings and curses with that, you know? I think it's about knowing how much to consume, how much to indulge in a certain thing, making those boundaries, really being honest with yourself about how you're showing up and contributing, so you don't keep putting yourself in these cycles that really aren't, you know, worthy of you, is what I'm hearing. I feel like you have so much more to offer, but things are falling apart a little bit. And if we, you know, it just reminds me of the hamster wheel. We can try to keep everything, you know, like juggling up in the air, blah, blah, blah. But at some point it is going to all fall apart. And I feel like you are seeing some of that. It's bursting a little bit at the seams. I don't feel like you know what to do 100%. So again, take time to rest, to meditate, to really figure out what your next move is, Taurus. You know, and don't be too stressful about it. Like, it's all gonna work out. I think sometimes, you know, even if someone or something doesn't 100% evolve to how we wanted it to be, the best thing we can do is be honest, you know, speak to the heart. There is love and support around you. I just feel like you have to have the trust and the faith in that. Easier said than done, I know, Taurus. But remember, this is only for this next week. So I'm sending so much love and blessings your way. I hope that this helped a little bit, just kind of give some clarity on what's going on for you. I definitely do personal readings, would love to support in whatever way possible. Big thumbs up if it resonated. Drop comments below. Let's build and grow the community. Lots of love, guys.